Good morning, friends. And I just want to, on this week, I want to take the rest of the week to honor our men and women in uniform. And for those of you that have been watching my show or our show, you realize that we have definitely interviewed over 30 veterans and first responders on our show, Unstoppable Overcomers. But, when my dad passed away back at last September, um, just before he passed away, we were given some memorabilia from his side, and I knew that my great grandfather was in the service. However, I have to admit that there were certain things he had done in his life after that I totally didn't approve of, and I have to say I really wanted no part of it. And this morning, I couldn't understand for the life of me. Like, if you looked at the 24-hour event that we did on the Canadian Thanksgiving, you will see how passionate I had become, and I really didn't understand. Like, my dad's baby brother Brian had joined the Canadian Armed Forces, and I knew that was part. I knew my grandfather was in the cadets. I knew my dad was a cadet. I knew my brother had served as a cadet. But I didn't really realize why I have this burning desire. And God's like, look under the spare bed, get those pictures out, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, sorry, I did that, guys. And back after my dad passed away and I looked at this picture, I was just seeing the guy that had done some horrible things. But what I didn't see, so this is my great grandfather, Jack Donald Graham, who was on the CS SV6 fleet out of San Francisco, California. This picture was taken back in 1945. And I also, in part, I don't know why I ended up with all of this, but also in part, I got a picture of his fleet. And I was just like, wow, like, I had no idea. And then on top of all that, I have all of his information here back, like his American Legion card, his discharge certification, Department of National Defense stuff. Like, I have no idea why I have all this. Well, I do now. And why I'm so passionate about helping our veterans. Guys, obviously something had to happen inside of this guy when he come back. And in order for him to do some of the things that he has done to his family members, and even on how he died, basically drank himself to death is basically how Jack died. And for those family members out there that perhaps may be listening to this one day, again, it's just stories that I've heard from other family members, and that's what I've come to know. But when I look at this picture now, I'm thinking, now I know why I am so passionate about helping our veterans. And when I first had Greg Bicknell on our show back in January on episode 44, and he said that 22 veterans a day were dying by suicide back then. Now we're at 44. And if you throw the civilian suicides in there, we're at 132 dying by suicide per day. So I am passionate about this because I know that Jack had to have had a mental illness. I know that with every fiber in my being in this moment. And what if, instead of, judging all these years, if I would have just said, okay, wait a minute, obviously he's gone through some things like I do now with the veterans that I surround myself with now, and just really think, okay, how can we help these men and women? Instead of just being there for them and being there as a support, and instead of judging, right? And I guess I really got hit over the head with that this morning as I'm in the shower belting out different songs, and God's saying, okay, girl, this is why you are doing what you're doing. So when I look at this picture now, for those of you that are just joining in, this is my great-grandfather, Jack Donald Graham, who served, and that picture was taken back in 1945. He was originally from Leamington, and I'm not sure how he ended up in San Francisco, California, and as a Navy officer there. No idea. But now I really want to find out. And I'm not sure how I'm going to find out because pretty much all of my family is dead. So I will have some digging to do. So with that, though, I want to honor Jack today. I want to, since Veterans Day and Remembrance Day is this Friday, I really want to honor him and say thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you for providing a life for my grandfather. My grandfather was conceived when Jack was 16 years old. And, well, I won't go into that story because it's one of which I don't particularly like, but that's okay. I'm going to honor him anyways for serving his country, for serving the U.S. country. He is a Canadian, born in Leamington, Ontario, and served in the U.S. So thank you, Jack, for your service. And remembering, hey, Tim, just I'm kind of at a loss for words this morning because I just have so many emotions going through me right now as to why I'm really helping Camaraderie Rescue Mission help fund their programs. And it's because of men like Jack who have served, have come home, and for one reason or the other, they pick up different vices, whether that's drinking, whether that's drugs, whether that's whatever. And now I have a whole new appreciation for my great-grandfather, thinking, okay, wow, he's probably seen things and done things that I have no idea, and it's probably eaten at him. And now he's come back, and now he has to deal with civilian life. And reality is, guys, that, there was obviously with all of these men and women that were on this boat, like I've shared with you this picture of, the men and women that were in uniform with my great-grandfather, to have that camaraderie and then to come home and have nothing, right? And just to be in the civilian life again, like that's got to be crazy. I couldn't even imagine, especially now that I hear the stories from all these men and women nowadays. And it's really, I wish, well, I guess I can't wish anything because I wasn't born then. I was only a thought maybe in somebody's eye later on down the line. But having this understanding now and really saying, hey, this is the catalyst of why I want to help fund our programs. This is why it is so important to me that we help these men and women that come back, that have given up hope, that take a gun to their head and blow it off, or jump from a bridge, or whatever their choice is, and they feel like they have given up all hope. That is why it is my mission in life to help these men and women get the help that they need. And that is why I'm co-chair of Camaraderie Rescue Mission. And that is why I strongly believe in this foundation, in the programs that we have, to give back hope to these men and women so that they can actually live a normal life and be decent human beings to their family, to society, and to themselves, most importantly. Because, guys, they've given up hope. 44 a day, like that's just freaking insane. And it keeps growing. It's like a disease. It's like cancer. It keeps spreading. So we got to do our part. We got to help fund our programs here at Camaraderie Rescue Mission so that we can give hope back to our men and women in uniform, or outside of uniform, and in uniform, because we do help people that are actively serving as well. So if you could go to tiny URL, Hope for Vets, which I'm just putting in the comments now. And please, every dollar counts. Every dollar counts to help fund these programs. We need to raise $300,000. Tim and I helped raise $1,130 so far with the 24-hour fundraiser that we did do. But there's still a lot of work, guys. And remember, Friday is Veterans Day or Remembrance Day here in Canada. So let's honor these men and women. And I'm going to get out my uncle's stuff for tomorrow because I believe in honor. I'm going to honor somebody new each day up until Friday. Well, I might even go past that. So if you have a family member or you have served and you want to honor them, please message me ASAP. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself available from now until Friday for you to be able to share your story about, we're only going to keep it to 5-10 minutes, guys, though, because I've got a lot in the works here to finish off up to Veterans Day strong. And, we only have a short period of time, right, to get all these stories in. So if you have a story, if you have served, if you want to be honored, I would be honored to interview you. I would be honored to, hear your story, because that's what this is all about. So with that, please go and donate to thetinyurl.com Hope for Vets and send me a message with somebody who has served. And if it's you, I would definitely would love to talk with you.